Hi friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know I have been missing in action. I haven't been posting a video in so long. That is because I was trying to complete my medical school finals and I had to put all my attention and focus in completing those exams. However, I am back and better than before. Earlier this year, I did a video regarding the opening of Trinidad and Tobago borders and some vaccination information. So if you would like to watch that video, it's going to be linked in the description below, as well as it's going to be in the cards either over here, somewhere, right? So in this video, I'll be giving another COVID-19 update, and I'm going to be giving you some information regarding the booster shots, signs and symptoms, and what it basically is. So before we continue, I would like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. It will help me a lot. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and share it to your friends who need some information regarding the booster shots or anything in that regards. So without further ado, let's get into this video. According to the World Health Organization, more than 1 million Trinbagonians have been vaccinated, with half of that fully vaccinated, which brings the total of fully vaccinated people to approximately 46.3%. So the government of Trinidad and Tobago, that number is still quite low, and therefore implementations have been put in place in order to safeguard the citizens of this country. These implementations include having safe zones for people who are vaccinated, mandating the need for vaccinating the population, as well as enforcing the law of wearing your mask, watching your distance, as well as washing your hands in public and private places. In October, the World Health Organization, as well as the FDA and many other organizations, have stated that a third shot or booster shot will be needed in order for all vaccinated people. The booster shot have been approved over a month ago in Trinidad and Tobago. However, that drive has not started as yet. You may be asking yourself, what is a COVID booster shot? A COVID booster shot is an additional dose of a vaccine given after the protection provided by the original shots have begun to decrease over time. Typically, you will get a booster shot after the immunity from the initial dose naturally starts to wane. The booster shot is designed to help people maintain their level of immunity for a longer period of time. Many people want to know also if the booster shot can protect you or help you in some way from the newest COVID-19 variant, and that is the Omicron variant. And the answer to that is simply yes. Pfizer, Moderna, and all the other companies, they have agreed that the vaccine or the booster shot can help protect you or give you an extra dose of immunity to fight the Omicron variant. So now, who can get the booster shot? These are for people who are already fully vaccinated. So if you've received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine at least 2 months ago, you will be eligible to getting the booster shot. If you received the Moderna or the Pfizer vaccine in more than 6 months ago, right, you can receive the booster shot. However, I will always advise that you talk to somebody, a medical professional, a nurse, someone, a COVID-19 or a COVID specialist or vaccination specialist, to help them guide you properly as to what you should take, what vaccination booster you should be taking, because it have a list of signs and symptoms that you needs to look out for. And we're going to address those signs and symptoms right now. So what are some signs and symptoms to look out for when receiving the COVID-19 booster shots? So first we're looking at the booster Johnson & Johnson shot, right? So people with the booster Johnson & Johnson shot, we have the systemic symptoms and some local symptoms. Systemic meaning it affects the entire body or a great portion of the body, and local symptoms meaning that it affects one area, it's specific to one area of the body, right? So with the booster Johnson & Johnson shot, they tested on individuals who was fully vaccinated with the Johnson & Johnson, the Moderna, and the Pfizer, right? We see some levels of severity here, which the lighter color meaning mild, the symptoms was very mild. The next color, or the not so dark color, was moderate, and then the darkest color meaning it was severe, right? So here with the booster Johnson & Johnson shot, we see that the severity, or it's more severe in the Moderna people who had the Moderna vaccine, as well as people who had the Pfizer vaccine. Now, keeping in mind all of these symptoms here are mostly vaccinated symptoms, right? They come with all vaccinated because now the body is working, the body is adapting to the vaccine and is trying to figure out what type of virus or disease this vaccine carries, right? So usually pain or tenderness in the area or the site of the vaccine, you will see it happening. It will be great throughout. So that's why you're seeing a lot of especially at that part, it has a long severity, I should say, but it's less severe in people who has the Johnson & Johnson. So we could clearly see that with the booster Johnson & Johnson shot, it accepts people, or it works well in individuals who were fully vaccinated with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Okay, so next we have the Moderna booster. First of all, let's correct the full dose. They do no longer use the 100 micrograms. They use a half dose, which is working very effectively, have a higher efficacy, right? So they're using the 50 micrograms, right, in patients now. So with this, you see that in the Moderna, it has stronger side effects or symptoms in patient that takes the Moderna booster, who has the Moderna fully vaccinated with the Moderna vaccine, right? As well as in Pfizer vaccine, you also see in the systemic region, there's a more severe effect or more symptoms that are present there with the Pfizer and the Moderna. So we're seeing that the booster Moderna shot is working well in the Johnson & Johnson, people who are fully vaccinated in the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, right? As I mentioned before, pain and tenderness in the area of, injection, at the site of injection, you will always have some form of, swelling, because that is the first impact or first, that is where, the vaccine is being contacted with the body, right? So in people, you see a long duration of malaise and fatigue in the Moderna vaccine, as well as you've seen arthralgia and fever, have a bit severity there. You've seen it working more in the Johnson & Johnson vaccine rather than in the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine. And lastly, now we have the Pfizer booster shot, right? We see that it responds almost exactly identical straight across the board with people who are fully vaccinated with the Johnson & Johnson, with the Moderna and the Pfizer. However, I'm a bit shocked that it has so much symptoms here with the Pfizer that is reactive with the people who are fully vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine, right? However, as I mentioned before, these are all symptoms that comes with taking a vaccine, and they usually disperse in approximately 2 days, right? Your doctor is going to prescribe something like paracetamol. They're going to prescribe something like ibuprofen or even Advil in order to, calm the pain for the while, right? We also see here that it also has the same pain and tenderness in the site of the injection, which, as I said before, it happens in every vaccine. You see the fever is very, very low in the Johnson & Johnson patients who are fully vaccinated, right? However, it's also very severe. That low percentage is also very severe, right? And that brings us to the end of the compare and contrast. So that brings us to the end of this video. I gave you what the vaccine's about. I gave you what the booster is all about. I told you some information on the vaccination status here in Trinidad and Tobago, and as well I went through some signs and symptoms that may be associated with some of the booster shots that will be given to anyone who is fully vaccinated with the Johnson & Johnson, the Moderna, or the Pfizer vaccine. Always remember to talk to someone, a healthcare professional, a nurse, a vaccination specialist, or somebody, before getting the booster shot, so you can know which one is right for you, because these little symptoms, systemic or local, could be harmful to someone who is immunocompromised or to the elderly. So you must try to relay your information truthful to your medical professional. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video. I hope it provides some form of information to you. If you have any questions, you can always comment them below this video and I will try to answer them as best as possible. You can also hit me up on Instagram, which is just Anthony Gadad with an extra G after Gadad. As well as do not forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe. That will help me a lot. Okay, and you will be helping a little Tobago boy's dream come true. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you very, very soon. I have a lot coming up. I have a lot of things talking about. I'm going to be starting back on my history and stories, right? So look out for that. Thank you for watching and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.